the Ontario government quietly dropped quite the bombshell on Tuesday morning, changing the way they publicly report COVID-19 hospitalization and ICU data. They have now introduced into the mix something called incidental hospitalizations. What does that mean? Well, anytime anybody goes to a hospital in Ontario, and this is happening in jurisdictions all around the world as well, you are tested for COVID-19 upon admission. Now, there are people showing up for a whole bunch of reasons, for a heart attack, for a broken leg, you name it, and some of those people are testing positive for COVID-19, mild symptoms, no symptoms at all, and yet they are being counted as a COVID hospitalization, even though they are not suffering from COVID-19. Now, I was first told about this phenomenon a number of months ago. Doctors said this is something that's happening. We're not sure to what degree it's going on, but it's something you want to watch for. And then as Omicron appeared, doctors said, we think this thing is actually going to get much more significant, the number of incidental hospitalizations, because Omicron, while it's much milder, much more transmissible. So we all know the stories. There's many people out there. You've got your colleagues, your friends, your family members saying they've tested positive for this virus now. Maybe it's mild, very mild, asymptomatic. Similar thing, of course, happening in the hospital setting. And many people are being counted as COVID hospitalizations, even though that's not the reason why they're in hospital. Now, it was just a few days ago that Ontario actually changed their data entry software. So there's a little toggle on there, a little drop-down box where they can say, no, COVID-19 is not actually the cause of admission. It's not the primary cause of them being in hospital. So what do the numbers show? Well, the numbers actually now show that about half of the hospitalization numbers in Ontario for COVID-19 are people who are not actually in hospital because they are suffering from COVID-19. Now, when it comes to ICU numbers, the reported number is much more accurate, but they do reveal that 17% of the persons in ICU occupancy, those are incidental hospitalizations. Now, there's a lot of discussion, debate about what these numbers mean and the utility of them and what you should do with them, but when we are told that pretty much the sole reason that our lives have been curtailed, society has been shut down, children are being denied schooling, is because there's a certain number of persons who are in the ICU in hospital with COVID-19, you want to make sure you get that number accurate. And we've learned that the numbers that we've been hearing more recently, well, they're kind of not so accurate. There's a nuance, a piece of context that's been missing. Well, now it's good news that we are revealing these numbers, and these numbers are getting out there. The Saskatchewan government has also presented that data. Lots of calls for provinces all across Canada to do the same. And basically, the more information, the more data that can help us make informed decisions, the better.